Alright, we are asked to multiply, but it's a lot easier to do that if we simplify first. That's what we'll do. And you cannot simply cancel an x and an x, or an x squared and an x squared, because these terms are being added and subtracted. Alright, you're only allowed to cancel common factors. So we're going to try to factor both numerators, both denominators, and we hope for common factors, then we're allowed to cancel. So on this first one, we'll be able to get a GCF of 5 out. On this one, we can get a GCF of x. Moving down the list, you have two terms, a difference of perfect squares right here. A lot of times people don't recognize 1 as a perfect square, but it is. And here, we'll have a little bit of work. We have a trinomial with a leading coefficient other than 1. Alright, so let's get to work here. First, focusing on our 5x minus 5, we have a GCF of 5. So when we factor that out, we're left with x minus 1. Take a look at the bottom. Our denominator, we have a GCF of x. So when we factor out the x, we're left with 6x plus 1, right? Again, if I factor an x out of here, I'm left with a 1. If I factor an x out of here, I'm just left with 6x. Gets rid of the squared. Alright, looking at our next rational expression here, x squared minus 1 is a difference of squares. So if it's a difference of squares, we can factor it, and that would be x plus 1, x minus 1. And now for our numerator, we have a little bit of work. If you have a leading coefficient other than 1, you have to go through some steps. Whether you use factor by grouping or the box, you have to multiply first term times the last term. Take a look at your result, which is 6, and list all the factors. That would be 1 and 6, 2 and 3. My two pieces of paper give me a little trouble here. So we want a sum of 7, so it would be a plus 1 and a plus 6. Alright, so if you use factor by grouping, you'll have 6x squared plus 1x plus 6x plus 1. I'm just going to toss these things in the box. Let's see, give myself some room here. And first term in the first box, last term in the last box. Whoops, I really messed up my 2 and 3. Well, I don't need the 2 and the 3, I just need the 1 and the 6. Alright, so here's my 1, here's my 6, they're both positive, and you have to remember, this was really 6x squared, so that's x squared, there's an x there, an x there. You have to remember to put those variables in the boxes. Alright, now I'm just looking for GCF. And where's the color? I haven't used orange yet. So a GCF would be 1, would be x, coming across. I can get a 6x out, and coming across, just a 1. So the factored form of this trinomial will be x plus 1, 6x plus 1. Ran off the screen here. Okay, now we can cancel common factors. So a 6x plus 1, 6x plus 1, those cancel. X minus 1, x minus 1, those cancel. X plus 1, x plus 1, those cancel. The only things left standing are 5 over x. So our final answer is simply 5 over x. This is the simplified form of all of that. Okay?